we've got a really solid boat here. I would take this boat in an instant. Drop dead gorgeous. She has gorgeous lines. Oh, look at this. Commodious, as they say. This could be a miniature master. What else would you want? I love being able to go right up to the helm. How perfect is that? Hi there, this is Captain Q and my old sailing buddy Randy. Join us as we travel hither and yon as we look for some great deals on classic boats and learn a little with each one.
Hey, Captain.
Oh, Randy, I hear you, but I'm busy. I'm trying to get an eyeball into this boat. This is the boat we've come to see today. And she's a beauty. I've liked this boat ever since I first saw it come out back in the early 70s. 1975, this one was launched. They built 14 of them. It's called an Alden Boothbay Challenger.
Okay.
And she's built by, called Boothbay because she was built by the Hodgson brothers up in East Boothbay, Maine. But the yard, excuse me, I'm just having a little problem enunciating today because the wind chill is a combination of 22 degrees and 15 to 20 knots of wind. They started out there, actually, you know what's interesting? I found out they're probably the oldest ongoing operating boat yard in America, up in little East Boothbay, Maine.
Wow.
They started out in 1816, was responsible for building military boats. They built minesweepers and a lot of interesting things. Back in the earliest days, they built nothing but fishing schooners. And they also built a very famous schooner called the Bowden. And the Bowden was the only schooner ever built to designed to go to the Arctic and explore the Arctic, specifically as a schooner. Even today, they've gotten into composites. They built, one other thing I want to add, they built a boat called Comanche, which was a high-tech boat, which in 2015, I think set the fastest speed record for a monohull. She did 620 miles in 24 hours.
Yeah.
That means, actually, if you turn that around, you could do the Bermuda race in one day.
It's just an overnighter.
Crazy, crazy. In the 70s, Alden asked them to build one of these, and they built one. They ended up building 14 of them, and they were very successful, very well received.
Fiberglass?
She's fiberglass. One of the early fiberglass boats that Hodgson built. The hull is fine. If you stand, 20, 30 feet away, you're going to say, what a nice looking boat. But up close, you can see this is the roll and tip measure, and I've seen this done to perfection. This didn't quite make the perfection level, but it's certainly serviceable. It's not a reason to excuse the boat. It's got a nice cove stripe waiting here, though.
It's a blank canvas.
How could he ignore that? So the glass itself is good. These boats were built out of solid glass. At the early 70s, late 60s, when they were building fiberglass boats to start with, they didn't know about CNC's balsa cores and everything. They just laid in one layer of glass after another. So we've got a really solid boat here. Let me get off my podium here.
Do you want some skis?
Yes. The things I do for you. Now listen, I'm going to get down here to the ground. Let's just stand back a second here. She's cut away at the bow, nice deep. This boat is going to be a super
Musher,
right. And good long keel for tracking stability. But look at the depth on it. It's only 5.5 feet. Right here, there's the pin for the forward centerboard. And when you drop that puppy all the way down, you're going to have 12 feet of draft. And that board goes back quite a ways. So, and if you look further aft, I'm not going to walk in that snow. I'm running out of feet. Okay, I'll walk. Sea Dog's taking a nap, right? You'll see another pin back there for the to help balance the boat when she's under sail.
So another centerboard.
So there's another trimming board, you might call that one. Nice big barn door rudder, 3-blade maxi prop on here, which will help carve out all the extra speed you want out of this boat. You don't want a big 3-bladed fixed prop on here. And that appears to be in good shape. One nice thing we have with this boat for the people to discover is that it was surveyed for a potential owner who decided he was probably too old and she needed just too much work. Not that it needed that much work, but it needed more than he was willing to take the time to do. Because when we get to be this age,
You might have other priorities.
we just like to have things ready to go. Full bilges, tons of capacity for tankage, 500 water. I think she carries 500 of fuel, and good, smooth, unencumbered run to her. It's just a nice cruising, soft, rounded build. This boat's being offered at $139,000. I think you're going to get on board and say, "Where's my checkbook?"
Cool, let's go check it out then.
I've already said that.
Twice.
Okay, yeah, let's check it out. We love the subscribers.
Yeah, more subscribers means that we're going to get recommended to more people, and so that helps spread the love and spread the word about old classic boats and what we're doing, so every little bit helps.
Thanks again. Randy, you made it up here, huh?
Yeah, a little bit of a hike.
Well, it is a bit of a hike.
Let me come around.
This is a little bigger than our average boat, though we have had a couple of this size. This Alden Boothbay Challenger. And I'm perched. That's all I can say is I'm perched on the helmsman's seat. It's quite comfortable. It's actually padded. It's not wood, and I'm sort of locked into it. And I have a clear vision from all the way up to the bow, all the way to the stern from the seat. Now, there's a really large Dodger that's going to come up over on this particular boat, and I think it comes about halfway back into the cockpit. There's actually good visibility, and I have a good handhold on the wheel, and we're set to go. It's a cable and chain steering system, by the way, not hydraulic. Anyway, this cockpit is enormous. It's right up there with another boat I know.
Oh, really?
Yes. And we'll let the fans guess which one that might be. This one might even be slightly bigger. We have a 15-foot beam on this boat. It looks like she's got some pretty good-sized scuppers on here, maybe about 2 inches for the hose. And something like this, what you might want to do if you have a question on any boat you buy, is sometime pull up to a dock and close all your companionways and just stick a hose in here and see how quickly it does drain. Somewhere on this boat, I'm going to bet there's going to be something, a board or another seat that's going to fit in here that will give you a long raised seat. With the center cockpit, we actually have a passageway from forward to aft, and that was one of the pluses to this particular model, that they had this. So you can walk right underneath the seat, full headroom. This particular boat has a fresh Garmin here, chart plotter, and a Simrad autopilot, and a gorgeous Ritchie compass. Remember what you put in these cup holders. Sometimes people like to put in, I just put my wrench and screwdriver in there. No, unless they're bronze. If there's any kind of iron in them, your compass is going to send you to Portugal instead of, Nova Scotia.
It's not a bad option.
No. So I like this cockpit, easily handled. Another nice thing about it too is that we do have 2 companionways, and you'll see this as we go below. One leading forward and a full companion leading aft. With this Dodger up in place, like so, I think the biggest chart table we've seen so far, right?
Yeah.
Now, the other thing I like here too, this little groove, it's missing right now, the doorway. This is just chart storage.
I sadly just heard that the NOAA is going to be discontinuing paper charts.
I don't understand it. It just seems incomprehensible.
I like tech, but what happens if you get hit by lightning?
Well, the tech is great. It's handy, and if you get hit by lightning, then it's no good, right? But, right, electricity goes out, you're toast. Okay, Randy, come on aft here. I'm on the fantail of this puppy. What do we have back here? Basically just a lot of space and a great big Lazaret. Oh, gosh. Which, honestly, I can't... I'm always a little distressed when people don't do just a little more tidying when they put a boat away, no matter what, even if they're selling the boat. This could be cleaned up and tidied up and so forth. I'd spend a weekend doing that just to get it straight and right. There's a couple of things that we don't quite understand here, but the one big thing is this beam that runs thwartships, and I believe that has something to do with the support for the top end of the rudder shaft on this boat. And you can see the quadrant. It's just a giant quadrant on there. A lot of heavy-duty cleats going back here, nice big stern rail cap here, and a heavy-duty stern light. I'm sitting on the almost on the mizzen boom here. She's Ketch rigged, a nice heavy-duty set of blocks for the mizzen sheet. The traveler back here is sort of a fine-tuning item. If you were racing the boat, you might want one just to get the maximum benefit out of the mizzen, but usually that's adequate. We're right here at the mizzen mast while we're here, a little bent over. This is all in pretty good shape. Something's been rubbing on there, and they've tried to touch it up with a little paint. I'm edging forward, and I'm just gonna hike over a winch here, which is a little nervous making.
Don't you want to take it out for dinner first?
Yeah. Randy's eagle eye managed to differentiate some white panels hanging off the upper lifeline there from the white cover over the boat. And those were very large, 3 on this side, 3 on the other side, solar panels. Randy, come on up.
A little bit of a jungle gym.
Yeah. First of all, we've got a big, heavy-duty, pretty new Furlex furler for the Yankee on this boat. And look at the nose piece on there, the solid stainless weldments and so forth. 2 big anchor rollers coming back to, I'm not certain whose drum that is. It may be Lumar's, with a switch here for it, and chain locker for the secondary chain going down here, and one for the primary, like so.
Why would you have 2 drums for a windlass?
The reason we have 2 drums is you often set 2 anchors, and sometimes you'll set 1 anchor with rope, and this is just a smooth drum on here, and the regular heavy-duty anchor, the regular heavy-duty anchor will be pulled up by this cat right here. The other nice thing about this, having this drum here too, is if you're mooring the boat at a dock and you just need to move it, and you're not just going to push this boat one way or the other. You can use this as get a lead coming in through one of the bow chocks up there, back here, and wrap it around there. Here's the staysail boom. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's sitting on a nice pedestal. Has a little gimbal action here so that can lift up and swing out right down in here. So here's a good heavy duty. That's really a massive pedestal, isn't it? And you'll probably end up, because of the size of the sails on this boat, sailing a lot with that and maybe just the mizzen.
What do you call that?
Sort of referred to often as a jib and jigger. The jigger being the mizzen. This is a great boat. I would take this boat in an instant. But I'm ready to go below deck.
You think it's going to be warmer there?
It's going to be different.
All right.
Okay?
Let's do it.
Now I'm going to head out of here. This is called Captain Q Boot Camp 101, and we're going to make it back here and keep going. How am I doing?
I think you're doing okay.
What do you say, Sarge? Randy,
Yeah.
come on down, buddy. I'm really comfortable. I'm not moving anymore.
Oh, I can see why, yeah.
We're in the main saloon. We're elevated at this nice dining table. I can look right out the windows and I can see the world go by on both sides. You know, 100 and 270 degrees around me, plus a hatch companionway. This is a great area. There's a chart table here to my left on the starboard side, and 2 doors that will open up, and they have nothing in them right now, but that would be a logical place to have some hard electronics, maybe a radar screen and so forth. Another big chart platform up here on top, possibility, or just a place for your buffet when you're serving guests. Walk around the buffet. This table in front of you, by the way, has 2 knees on it, and that will fold in. I don't know that this converts into a berth. I don't know that I need it because we actually have really 4 other sleeping areas on this boat. But of course there is a long settee behind underneath these sails.
Did anything else come up on the survey that you want to talk about?
Well, I haven't seen the survey yet on this boat, okay? This one will be available, and if somebody is interested in this boat, they can contact the broker, and I'm sure they'll be able to share that. One thing about the volume of this boat that I like is it's really big. We can swing 2 or 3 cats at one time in here, can't we?
I could swing a cat, you could swing a cat.
Yes, exactly. And we have, what's that headroom? 6 plus this much?
Yeah.
6 or so, I would say. And there's a nice opening forward port here out of these 3. So you're going to have flow-through ventilation in this cabin, plus you've got an overhead hatch and the giant companionway back. This boat has got 2 center boards on it, and they're for trimming. There's a big one and then a little one further aft in that long keel. We discussed that when we were below.
They're electrically powered hydraulics?
These will be, yes, I think you're absolutely right. I haven't checked it out completely, but I haven't seen any winches for it, so I'm sure there is.
What's behind the glass? Is that the cable for it?
That's a good question. Ask me these questions. It looks, that is, oh yeah, you can, yep, you can see the wire for it. They're showing 1 center board here. Possibly they've eliminated the second one.
Yeah.
But at least with that 1 board, you're going to have about a 12-foot draft. Normal draft is about 5'5".
Oh wow, that's a big board.
Big board, big boat. Let's take a look forward. Not too much water damage overall, other than this area up in here is sort of messy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, why is that? What do you think?
Someone always leaves a hatch
How
open.
many times have they left that open? Exactly. So there's spots like that on the boat, which are not a killer. You come on down here. Here's a guest head with an electric flush, and
Want to give me a
sure.
preview?
Yeah, we have a nice teak shower grate in here. And this can be accessed from, oh boy, it's a low one.
You're supposed to be a lowrider, man.
It's going to be a little higher. We actually have this door, and then we have a door that will lead into the guest cabin. Pressure hot and cold water. Here are the switches for your macerator and so on, and the electric head. Pressure hot and cold shower. Whoa, this is nice.
I was going to say.
You didn't point that out.
I was waiting to see if you've caught your own reflection.
That actually got all of the captain in there. Not easy thing to do. And like all these boats, let's see what they've got for us. Oh, look at this. It's always fun to find something unique. Look at that. Come on down into this marvelous galley. We've just come out of the guest head, which is part of the ensuite stateroom that I'm standing next to here. But right here is a really big sink. I like the size of the square sink. It's a small tub. If you have babies, you could wash them in here. You know, hot and cold pressure water, plus a foot pump for additional fresh water. Little storage cabinets overhead here. The other thing we can see, there's a panel there that will give you access to that chain plate. Is that serious or what? 4-burner propane. A lot of storage, workspace rather, and storage. We also have, oh God, even these old guys.
Huh.
There we go. Compartment up top side. You can see the freezer plate behind it.
Yep.
And then down below, good old refrigerator with our friendly bottle of Frisianate. We've seen these on other boats where they put this post in, or some sort of arrangement with a turnbuckle to keep pulling down the deck, because this is where the boat's trying to pull in and push up the deck. We have the guest cabin here. This is very nice and commodious, as they say. And you can see behind me here the door for the head. This cushion goes back to the midships. That's the off-watch cushion right there. Big, tall hanging locker right here, full height, and very generous sized berths. The trouble with seeing these boats in the winter is it's always hard to imagine some things, but just take a look.
Yeah, would you take all the cushions off your boats and put them in the basement or something?
Oh yeah, if possible. The width on this, I'm not going to call that a double, but it's a really nice, commodious single built for a big American man. So forward here, these boats were designed really, I think I had in mind having a crew on board. It was pretty luxurious living on one of these back when they came out. And so you would have two nice crew berths up, sometimes a steward and a stewardess on board. There's a settee down below here. Lots of storage, clothing storage and so on for your crew and for some random gear, paint and so on.
And
But
this is a pass-through shower head too. Shower.
And well, it's a pass-through shower. Yep. I don't know what they've done. See, this is the problem. Sometimes people do things they shouldn't do. This has had a door on it, which has been taken off, and I don't know why. They've put some steps in here as an emergency escape. What do you see?
It looks like a Ted Hood bench.
Yeah, man.
Is that a toilet?
Yeah, man. Just what we like. But
Oh.
somebody's taken it out. They've decided they didn't need the head there. They didn't need the flush there.
You could make that into a head, that bucket.
Oh, yeah. Look at the size of the lengthwise longitudinal stringers in this boat.
Wow.
Look at that one. Look at this one down here. This boat is going to take anything that comes at it. Look at this grab bar. You could put something like this on almost any sailboat and be a lot better than some of the goofy handrails they've got.
Because I'm in front of an empty stripper pole.
I know.
You know you want to dance.
So look again at the size of this berth, which is now presently being used as a work table. This is the greatest spot for the off-watch crew, right?
That must be the nicest sea berth we've seen. Because we don't actually see that many sea berths.
Well, the pilot berths, the upper pilot berths are really good. Once you get in that, you're locked in. But this, from a size and the ability to access it in and out, is primo. He's got his own little port light there. He can't talk to the... They should have a opening port here so you could talk to the helmsman. Here's your electrical panel. All circuit breakers here. You've got your battery switches down here for different banks. There are supposedly 6 AGM D batteries on board, newer vintage, and those are great. They charge quickly, they last a long time, and they're easy maintenance. You also have access to the engine room. Now check this out.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. Now, what do we see? Why do we have so much room in there?
Well, if I think of like maybe some of the other boats similarly, maybe there would be a generator over there.
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't know what that big black panel is over there. Can you tell me what that is?
There's only one way to find out.
Okay, you're a brave man. Is that a water tank? No.
That's storage, maybe? Storage.
Oh, but isn't that great? You could almost run around in there.
Oh, this is enormous.
have
Stuffing
the
boxes
choice.
right here. Transmission, fluid. Oh, and that's a giant sea strainer here.
It's 135 horse, so that's going to suck a lot of water through there.
Yeah.
You can see the autopilot drive right here.
Okay.
That's the part of the Simrad system. And
Oh yeah, there's the chain
you
and
see
cables.
the chain going out to the cable? That's the water heater. And she carries 500 gallons of potable water in her tanks underneath the floorboards.
Yeah.
All right, come on back, buddy.
All right. Nice.
Now, get out the dead cats. Let's go right here. Another giant headroom space, great big master cabin, walk around space. There's storage underneath all these berths. There's hanging lockers for his and his, or his and hers, or whoever. 1, 2, 3 big opening ports. That's a lot of air coming through here, plus the overhead. You're not going to be hot here in the Bahamas or even on a sultry night in Maine. 2 berths. This is a single basically on this side, and we have a bit of a double over on the port side. A nice makeup mirror, clothing storage, and check this out. Nice big head with shower, complete shower stall. This happens to be a manual head, so it sends stuff right off the boat as long as you're
3 miles offshore.
bingo. So I love this cabin. I love being able to go right up to the helm here, So if somebody else is on it and the captain's back here sleeping, hey, get down here, we got a problem. Captains of the old sailing ships always slept aft on the starboard side. So I'm going to test this out. Oh yeah, kind of rolled right in there, didn't I? Oh, how's this?
That looks pretty comfy.
Randy, thanks for coming on board and making the trip up from Rhode Island to the chilly coast of Maine here on this February day.
Oh, thanks.
With our second winter going through. Because I got a chance to see an Alden Boothbay Challenger today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what a massive boat. She's kind of, in a way, a little bit like the PB, but on steroids. And not a racing boat, but a really wonderful, for my age, my time of life, to have a home on the water. The layout, the sizing, the scale of the interior of the boat, the ease of handling and everything, it's just wonderful. I mean, it's just a wonderful boat. This particular boat has lost the love and care that it should have had all these years, so she needs some fixing up, but that would be fun to do. And all the spaces worked. They didn't jam a little cabin in a space that shouldn't be there. I love the fact that there was no generator on board. Yeah. It's too cold out here, Randy. I got to give this a quick shot here. Yep. I'm going to give it an 85 right now.
85?
I love that boat. I love that boat.
Wow.
She's beautiful, and you'll feel proud as a peacock if you pull into any harbor with that boat. 85. I'm not bothering with 10. It floats. I know it floats. I know it needs some work. I don't care. 85.
All right.
Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when the next one comes out, please hit the alert bell. And that's not desperate at all. Randy, how would I ever find out what's coming up next?
You can follow us on Instagram here,
Yeah.
or Facebook here. We'll have little previews of what's coming up on our next episodes. A little bit early.
That's pretty cool. Previews. You all join me. I'm going to Instagram right now, and I'm going to find out what's coming up next week. Thank you very much.
You know, Instagram's not a place.